This is Hollywood, where this current cinema review is sponsored by Bacchus Film, a leader in high-resolution digital scanning of motion picture film prints for industry and individuals. Negative or positive motion picture film prints in multiple film formats and sizes, from your grandmother's 16mm home movies to the only existing 35mm negative of an early movie classic. You'll find Bacchus Film at www.bacosfilm.com. Matías Bombal with you. Paramount Pictures has had a good year with movies that echo that studio's past greatness. Their new release, Allied, is yet another example of the studio returning with force as a provider of outstanding movies. Directed by Robert Zemeckis, a man who has had many movie hits, Allied stars Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard and is set in 1942. The story begins in North Africa, where Pitt, playing Max Vatan, a Canadian Air Force intelligence officer assisting the RAF, encounters a female French resistance officer, Cotillard, playing Marianne Beauséjour. While on a deadly secret mission, playing a happily married husband and wife, they find themselves attracted to each other, but must not act on those feelings during the mission, which involves removing a high-ranking Nazi officer in Casablanca.
Il est en retard. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait?
Mesdames, Messieurs et camarades de parti, le présent rassemblement entre ces deux grandes nations, que sont l'Allemagne et la France, nous permet de nous rappeler que nous sommes au milieu d'un combat très difficile. Ce fut seulement au cours de l'année écoulée.
Such a waste of ice-cold Veuve Clicquot. Max and Marianne make their way back to England as he waits for another assignment. Much to the strong resistance of his superior officer, Frank Helsop, played by Jared Harris, the two are married and have a lovely baby daughter. The baby's birth is one of the most spectacular of scenes. It happens during the London Blitz. She begins only to be carted out of the hospital and into the streets under the light of incendiary tracer bullets, searchlights beaming across the sky, and falling bombs. Although this movie is in widescreen, it captures the feel of classic Hollywood with many moments that remind you of great classic films, yet doesn't get campy in any way with its tip of the hat to Tinseltown. Director Zemeckis shared a few thoughts about the theme of this production.
It's absolutely a story of betrayal, and that's the universal theme of this film, and how we react when people who we are close to turn out to be, or we might not think that they are who they say they are. And certainly that is gets complicated in the world of espionage and spies, because those people are not who they say they are, from the get-go. So you never really know what's happening in a situation like that, and it's all complicated by the fact that you're always aware that the enemy is listening.
Indeed they are. This doubt manifests in the movie's third act, where Max gets the very bad news that it may be possible that his wife and mother of their newborn baby may be a spy working with the Nazis. His difficulty believing the possibility and how the idea begins to slowly poison him brings out one of Brad Pitt's best performances in years, stoic, in love, and forced with impossible choices that make espionage seem like child's play by comparison. Jared Harris, one of my favorite actors working today, who you may remember from Mad Men, has a role that reminded me much of Trevor Howard in The Third Man. Here, he shares with us what he likes about this well-crafted production.
There's 3 different sections to the story, and there's 3 examinations of this couple's union. The first time, they're pretending. The second, the middle third, they're actually engaged in what one understands as being the sort of traditional marriage. And in the third one, it's that, the sort of, it almost goes back to where they would have started at the beginning, which is, well, who are you? What do I know of this person? And that at some point in a relationship, you always get to that point where you look at the person and wonder how well you really know them. So I thought it was a very clever way of examining the male-female relationship.
A relationship that is fun to watch, with the beautiful Miss Cotillard, who is stunning in this period setting. Don't think of this as a World War II film as much as a World War II drama in the vein of the classic MGM wartime films like William Wyler's Mrs. Miniver with Greer Garson and Walter Pidgeon. Perhaps with a little more spice, such as one of the most inventive love-making scenes. The principals are inside a car in a sandstorm, and it is a memorable way to handle and cleverly photograph such a moment. My kudos to Don Burgess, the cinematographer, in realizing such a scene with cleverness and good taste. Allied offers great production, photography, and performances. Don't miss it. It's the way movies used to be. The Motion Picture Association of America has given this an R rating. This is your pal, Matías Bombal, bidding you a fond farewell.